Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
I am
Can you hear me?
powering through. I can hear you.
Nice.
Do you hear me twice or once?
Once
That's
seems good.
it's more than enough.
I hope my keyboard won't be an issue because at the minute there is what is called MVPs up, so I don't want to miss out on it. On EU, they're rather scarce.
Oh yeah, for sure. So you're playing Reboot EU?
Yep. I guess I should give some of my background before we go into details about my game situation. Um, Originally, I started actually playing back in January, I think, when the Goblin Market event came out. It was me and three other people.
Mm-hmm.
We all did manage to get to like a fifth job and started doing dailies and whatnot. We did our own CPQ groups. Our goal was to do struggle CRAs to
Mm-hmm.
get our own CRA. We did not want to get carried. But things kind of fell apart when people started class hopping too much, and people just started disappearing, and it just fell apart.
Mm-hmm. Not everyone stuck
So
to the first character they picked
yeah,
and then.
I think it was we had a Pathfinder,
Mm-hmm.
me as a Night Lord, a Kana, and a Bishop, which seems to me like a pretty good setup.
Yeah.
The Kana pretty much powered through the game much faster than the Durstars because it's a
Akana.
Kana.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The Bishop pretty much struggled behind, and he really did a weird path. Like he got to 200 as a Bishop, and then job changed to Ice Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should have done that backwards, maybe.
Um
he
Leveling a bishop in the beginning is still okay because Holy Symbol gives you a lot of extra experience.
Yeah, but
But
he was
typically
barely
people
able to
yeah,
grind alone.
typically people switch around like level 170, 180 when it gets
Yeah, I
like a
think
lot
he did
harder for
like
bishop.
it once 198 or something. He waited a long time
Okay.
for some reason, and he kind of just got burned out at like 205 or something,
Mm-hmm.
maybe less even. I think my Night Lord is like 205 or 203. I can't quite remember now. Um, and the Kana just class hopped a lot. Like he was so far ahead of us.
Yeah, he was like 220 and then
No, I think he got to like 210, and then he swapped mains every other day, and just never really did anything. He really got hard carried by RNG. He
oh
got
okay.
like, for example, he spent 30 minutes at a U Garden, and he got all three totems, like
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then on
yeah.
top of that he trained as fast as a Kana, so he feels like
Yeah,
everyone else is not
so
really keeping up with him.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it was like miles out, and the Pathfinder and me were pretty much. I think that the Pathfinder was really busy doing link skills, so when his main was like behind, but not really because he was
Yeah.
still getting stats from link skills, but
Mhm.
like gear wise he was behind. So I think it just kind of fell, and I was less and less enjoying the Night Lord because the fifth job was a huge improvement from fourth to like for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
But
But all your
it
damage
just
comes from your fifths now. And
yeah,
when
and
those are down, you're
it
just
feels
tickling.
bland. Like it just doesn't cover like when your skills are on cooldown, you just don't cover any ground, and it just doesn't feel very good to mob with. And because I really do not want to use Akana for farming because it's boring.
Mhm.
I don't. I'm really all about time efficiency. I I'd rather use my. I don't want to farm just because I'm meso. I rather get my range up to get into Ursus groups.
Mhm.
Do my daily what it's called daily
Maple tour?
cinema thingy. Yeah, I forgot the name.
Yeah,
Um,
no problem.
and do that and pretty a bunch of other things like boss crystals and whatnot, and just let that accumulate and just hardcore farm because
Mhm.
I think it's a bit of a waste of time, especially when like I still need link skills I have better things to do than just farm it. So
Mm-hmm. What have you done with the ongoing event right now in the past 2 weeks?
I have literally returned to the game like a couple of days ago. I was like
Okay.
on the fence whether I should download or not, but so getting up to speed is kind of is still like an like ongoing process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like figuring out all the events and whatnot. I hope like in 2 days I'll be getting my second rank for my level thingy. I'm still like figuring it all out, like what I should pick.
Okay.
And now said, I think like this is the part you already know. I'm like in a weird situation now, which my main is like ahead of any of my characters. It has a lot of time in invested to it be it quest lines, meso, or like just time.
Yeah.
A lot, a lot of things went into it, and I just really don't want to play it. But on the other hand, I spend so much time on it. I do need to use it to like fund whatever I choose, and that's the other thing. I don't know what to pick.
Yeah.
I have like I know a direction, but because classes change so much
Mm-hmm.
at fifth,
Yeah.
you can't judge from fourth.
Not really, no. I mean, you could,
No,
but you could be completely wrong. Yeah.
exactly.
And there's
It
also some
is
skill changes coming probably next month, or maybe later
yeah,
this month even.
like
Yeah.
that doesn't help either.
Yeah. Well, it makes it less predictable even. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a few options. Like we could go more in depth on your. So what do you feel like you're most with a Night Lord? Is it
For
most that when your fifth jobs are down, it just
it's
feels like you can't do anything?
it just feels bland. It just doesn't. I'm not looking. I'm really all up for like simple classes. I originally when I joined, I was going to be a Cadena, and I soon found out that no.
Too many buttons.
I'm really I get hand aches. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think you can call it RSI. I get it really fast, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm like all up for light classes, like light on buttons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
what I notice sometimes
actually
is even classes that have not a lot of buttons to press, but if it's very repetitive,
spam. Yeah, exactly.
um,
Like Aron is a good example for that.
yeah, sometimes it depends on like literally where I put the keys on my keyboard though.
Yeah,
I
I
notice it's a lot
tried
if
like
I like to
maneuvering a
involve my
lot.
thumb, it gets worse for me. But if I use like pinky finger, index finger or something, that usually is not a problem. But if my thumb gets involved, then I think my wrist gets a little bit strained as well. Sometimes I have to just move buttons around, and then the same character can either be stressful or not stressful to my joints.
That's interesting. I'm trying to. I
Yeah.
think probably the most like I used to play on private servers a lot because Reboot wasn't a thing, and I just didn't dig the NA ping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from I'm from Israel, so the NA ping is really bad. It's like
Yeah.
I think
200.
West Coast servers is like 200 plus. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's playable, but you won't get anything done really.
No.
And so I think I do have a couple characters. Like I think I have like a 180 Phantom there or something, which I started to play and just ditched it. But it just wasn't very good. So Private Server was the thing I played most.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Zero with a controller was probably the most like the easiest class I had because it has a lot of buttons,
Mm-hmm.
but and you don't use all of them. You pretty much have like a mobbing combo and like a bossing combo, and with the controller, it just felt really good.
Okay.
The
Well,
thing is,
KMS has released them.
most classes today have too many buttons to like fit on a controller, so I have
Yeah, so many
like ditched
buffs. Yeah, especially when you
Yeah,
get to
with, like-
fifth, you start using all of the
Yeah,
decent
exactly.
skills.
Yeah. And when you had fourth, you could like macro a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
you can make it work. But with fifth, it's just too much.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah. Maybe. Well, yeah. At a certain point, when you're mobbing, you want to get to the point where you can kill at a decent speed, even without needing all of your buffs up, right? And then you could go to controller mobbing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you want to buff the least amount possible, because the less
Yeah.
you buff, the more time you have available to use the mobbing skills. And KMS has released Zero on Reboot
For real?
in their current update. Yep. So
Damn,
there's
then
a
we
very
should be
good
seeing
chance.
it in a couple months then.
Yeah, there's a good chance that we will get it in our winter update, so like December or January.
Okay, that's really good to know.
So that's
because Zero is probably one of my favorite classes.
Yeah, so that could be
was,
a good option.
Yeah, but it just then there's the other thing. I am like first and foremost, Maple Story for me is something to play when I don't have like it's a good compromise, but it doesn't mean like I don't wanna like play it well. So for first and like foremost, I'm going to play the upcoming WoW expansion, a mythic rating, and that's like gonna take priority for me. So I'm like looking for something like I'm looking to make my time playing very efficient until I have more time to like put in, and that means it sounds bad, but I don't have time to like bother with like scaling classes. Yeah, I mean something might be very good like late, like towards I think you can call Lucid mid game, or is it too much?
Well, I divided. So I don't know if have you seen any of the
Where do you
commands on
divide
my
it?
channel?
Where do you consider a mid game boss wise?
So I have it split up under 4 sessions, 4 stages, and basically, so end of early game to me is like when you can kill Chaos Horntail and you can kill Pink Bean by yourself. End of mid game is where you can do. End of mid game is like Chaos Papalatus, Solo CRA, and Lotus Damien in like a small party with like 3 or 4. And then end of late game is like when you can do party Hard Lucid, Hard Will, maybe Hard Lotus and Hard Damien, and then end game is like boss Black Mage. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. Then pretty much like I think when you can reliably solo or like even party, but at least be a candidate for like doing CRA, I think is a good measurement. It just takes like the first impressions you get from a class. I mean, even the class might be amazing at 5th, but suffering for like a week, because again I'm playing very slowly, you can say. Suffering for like a week plus to get it to like a 200 is just not something I'm gonna do, because oh wait, when you'll have like 20k main stat, it will in like inner for attack speed, it will get better.
Well, unless you know that the 5th job is going to be good, right? Then it's worthwhile. Then it's worth your investment, right?
Maybe I won't like the play style.
Yeah. So it's good for us to like kind of dig into what you don't like, what you do like, so we can get more specific with which classes might be good.
But it's a big gamble.
For sure.
Because I might like I don't want to say waste, because it's a game, but if like the 4th job is not something that's at least tolerable, the 5th job just to me doesn't matter.
Because you won't get there.
Exactly. For me, early mid game performance is much more important for like my own for like my own mental.
Yeah,
the late game might be crazy good for example Xenon or like whatever.
Yeah.
But I just won't get there. So there's no point.
Makes sense.
So that's like more.
So looking for something that's both enjoyable early and mid game, and the end goal for the character should be like, with the parameters that I've set, like reaching like the end of the mid game is probably going to be like the final result of the character anyway, right?
Exactly. And if I'll ever like, and at that stage it doesn't like funding something that's like scales better is much easier, because at that stage you like getting carried from like, you can like trade carries for like a CRA from like other people. so you can like gear up a new mule or like a new main relatively quickly.
Yeah, well, the
If
Night
you
Lord
like
is
put a
very
bit.
good for that. If you get the Night Lord to the point where you can, Night Lord is one of the characters that you could get to the point where you can kill CRA relatively early in the game, considering that you're funded enough and you know the mechanics of the bosses, and then
Yeah.
that is a very good candidate to like exchange carries with other people for, so you can help fund and gear up other characters in your account.
Yeah.
So even as that, or the other option would be to switch it over to a dual blade, which I think dual blade is one of the few characters in the game that's even easier to do it on. I was able to solo CRA on my dual blade at level 203 without like. I have a lot of knowledge of the bosses, of course. I've killed them a lot of times, and I have a big link skill and a lot of legion that definitely help the character. And I got the fake lab from the relay, so that's very strong. But all of the other stuff was just mainly epic with like 1 or 2 unique items, I think, with either 6% or 9% luck. And it's because Dual Blade's kit has a lot of IED in it, so that allows you to, especially for Vellum, that has a lot
And
of defense.
how like easy it is it to like play?
So, well, both of you have Dark Sight, so that helps you with things that fall from the sky. So, like the
Yeah,
hats
and
in
Dual Blade's dark side is like much better though.
yeah, is it? I don't know. I'm not really a thief player, so
The dark side for the Dark Lord is like for Night Lords is like an active skill, and for like you just hide, and it just like helps you get past mobs. For Dual Blade, it's a passive that literally lets you avoid most things.
but you can still use the Dark Side on Night Lord, I think, for the
But you
map hazards,
can't
right?
attack with it.
No, you can't attack with it. But the main thing would be to
Yeah, if
Shadowers
like
can attack in it. I don't think dual blades tend to only when you
Night
have that
Lords
special
cannot.
skill. Okay.
For Dual Blade, I think it's like a passive or something. I think when Arcana was like saying he was gonna main one, I think he like mentioned that it's just a passive version that lets you attack with it.
Okay. Well, so
It's
the main
okay.
thing that it has a purpose for in CRA is well, Clown drops those hats, right? That make you
Yeah.
get a different color. So Darkseid avoids those, and Darkseid also avoids the balls that fall in Von Bon in the later stages.
In
And then also you can use it to dodge the rocks that fall during the Vellum stage. So for
Really?
those also won't hit you and
Okay.
won't stun you. You can still get hit by other
That's
stuff.
okay. That's really good to know.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Dual Blade one works for that because that seems kind of
Yeah,
broken.
on my dual blade. Well, I don't really think about it too much because I'm used to a lot of other classes who don't have access to dark side, so I don't tend to rely on it too much. But people in the chat were constantly yelling me to use it to avoid these things, to help me, in apostrophe in the quotation marks. Yeah.
Okay.
But a lot of the power in the dual blade comes from the built-in IED, which helps you against the
And
bosses with
just
more
high
PDR.
damage and a lot of lines.
Very short cooldown on the 5th job skill, so you can just constantly throw them out, and they do a lot of damage each all the time. And 2 of the skills have 100% ID as well, so even if your PDR is on the lower side, you can always confirm that damage, and that makes the dual blade, just a very good candidate, I think, for CRAing.
Okay. I'm not quite sure how the open job advancement thing works. What will I need to replace on my Night Lord when I'll do that? Or does it convert everything? I'm not quite sure.
No, so it converts nothing. So what you have to get is you have to get a new dagger and a katara.
Okay.
And then fund that somewhat. And then the other thing that will get, so basically your current nodes will get locked. There'll just be a lock on it so that you can equip them. But if you ever switch back, you'll be able to use them again, and then all of your dual blade nodes will go unlocked. So you have to start with your dual blade skills from scratch. So that means you don't have access to any of the 5th job skills.
So it means like I should be grabbing some node stones, so I at least I'll have at least 1 or 2 skills when I like begin.
Yeah. So it would be a good idea to get the Unending Night at least for 1 week, and do your dailies.
Gotcha.
You're not at 210 yet. If you could get to 210, I don't know if there's a new area, Reverse City. I don't know if you've played there.
No. I quit like right before the patch when the new Galax and they revamped the Familiar
Unfamiliars.
system came.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was a while back.
Yeah, it was a while back. Okay. So Reverse City is an area for 205 and higher, and has some very good maps that you can train in and get a lot of easy experience. If you could take, like, say, this. So the current event going on, the blessings, astral blessings. Have you looked into that? What that all is?
Yeah. For one of my candidates for like a new character, I'm kind of on the fence on it, but it seems kind of like a good option, which is a cannoneer.
Is a good example of a character that's very slow to get to 200 and then gets very good at 5th job. So kind
Actually,
of what you don't want.
Since the only character I got to 200 is the Night Lord, this one feels very fast.
Okay.
Because 200 with the Night Lord was a nightmare.
Okay.
You literally your 5th job gives you a lot of like flat damage, a lot of flat damage. So until then, you just feel miserable.
Okay.
Leveling to 200 was not fun.
Yeah, some people just argue that it's too repetitive and there's like one AoE every minute and then it's just like holding down one button the whole time.
Yeah, it's like really boring. The damage is low. Just it's a huge slog for sure.
Well,
but
one of the things that's going to happen is if it's your first character, it's always going to be slower, right? Because you don't have Link Skills and Legion backing you up yet.
Yeah.
So the more characters you make, the better they're going to feel just for the merit of them being there when you already have more stuff backing it up, right?
Yep.
That's why a lot of people hate Mercedes, because a lot of people make them as the very first character.
That's why that's the first Link I did. And
but it feels horrible because you're playing it at the literal weakest, right? Because it has no links, no Legion, nothing. It's completely naked. So that's when it is at its weakest. But if you have 8k Legion and you make another Mercedes, then you'll be like, whoa, this class is actually pretty strong and actually really good. But it's just because of how much your Legion and your links can help you out.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a big portion of it. But you won't really notice that until you get like 3k, 4k Legion, and when the Legion really starts snowballing. That's why the current event is really good, right? So we have to come up with a good plan on like what are we gonna do.
Yeah. For now, I'm using the Eclipse one because it's really good on the like leveling section.
The Surge with the explosion that gives you the stacks, and then yeah. And you're using that on the...
solid. Because I really didn't know what... I mean, in my head, I wasn't gonna do any Arcana stuff, so I wasn't gonna do the Unending Night. Because I was gonna level a new main or like whatever.
You only have one character at that area as well, so...
Yeah, like the rest of them are pretty much just Link Mules at 120.
Yeah.
In like a couple of days, I will be able to get the burn too, so I'll be able to get one more to like a 150.
Yep.
But I don't know if I should use that on a potential new main or save that for an annoying Link like Phantom or Myhill.
I would always keep that for an annoying Link over a main. Because Mega Burning doesn't give you any gear whatsoever. It only gives you just the leveling effect. Yeah.
Yeah. So I pretty much think Phantom probably the most it's the more useful one.
Yeah.
But Myhill is just so annoying to level.
It's gonna depend on what kind of characters you're gonna end up playing, whether you need knockback resistance at all.
Yeah. I mean, I have like 2 days to decide, so there's time.
Yeah.
I was also thinking about Wind Archer, but I'm not because I don't have a farmer. It means whatever I'm playing needs to have at least bearable mobbing, if not decent.
Wind Archer has simple mobbing, but needs so you have basically monsters who do like characters who do like a few amount of hits, or like do like one skill very slowly. Those hits tend to hit pretty hard and kill pretty easily, like with the Cannoneer, right? You attack very slowly, but the hits hit like a lot of lines and kill the monsters very quickly. And then Wind Archer is like the polar opposite, where you do a lot of, like millions of tiny hits, and all of the little hits tickle like all the monsters to death because there's so many hits. And then if you really want that that mobbing to start killing monsters very quickly,
You need
what you'll
to
just need
invest.
is to invest. Now, of course, every character has to invest at a certain point, right?
Yeah,
Because you're
but
gonna
like
get weaker.
some just do it better, like some scale better than others, and some spike early, like for
Yeah.
example, Dark Knight.
Yeah, exactly. But now what people have found is that Dark Knight seems to spike again in the end game, because Dark Knight is the only class in Reboot, at least in GMS, that has been able to solo the Hard Will.
Oh,
Because at the
interesting.
have you seen the Hard Will fight ever?
Like bits, not because it's like so far from me
Mm-hmm.
and what I'll be doing. I just didn't bother with it really.
Yeah. So in the final phase, there's spider webs that spawn that you can cleanse. But if
Okay.
you're alone, you don't have enough cleansing power to get rid of them. So eventually, they fill up the whole map. And if you walk through them, you get sealed, and you cannot block
Mhm.
that seal. So eventually, if the whole map is that, you just can't use any more attacks, and you just die. But what Dark
So
Knight can do is trigger the final pact right at the end, and then just
yeah.
be immune for like the last 2 minutes because of buff duration, and then just still kill him through in those 2 minutes because they don't have to engage with
Nice.
any of the boss mechanics, right? So in the
Nice.
beginning, you're right. Like for CRA and for bosses that you can actually burst down solo, Dark Knight gets really really good. Maybe even for things like HMAG and like CPAP, maybe right if you're strong enough. But then once you start getting to Lotus and Damien, the boss fights that last a little bit longer, then you get to Lucid and Will, then they kind of lose that
Mhm.
shine until you get to the point where you're
Yeah.
so ridiculously strong that it starts getting good again.
Yep.
But that's like years of progress on a single character
Exactly.
away.
That's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something I would like to do because that's content I haven't done, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not something I'm realistically thinking about right now because it's like way too far for me.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good.
For me, like even like CRA is a bit far from me because I have no experience. I've seen the fight a lot and I've cleared. I think I can like get into the fight. I think I like cleared normal 10 times,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't mean I can actually do it
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah,
mechanically.
just being able to enter the boss fight is no guarantee
Yeah,
for
it's
clearing
not
it for sure.
exactly no.
But that's also a little bit of the disconnect, right? People are like, "Oh, I'm 180. I cleared 10 normal
Exactly.
Rudibus, and the gear is only
Exactly.
level 150, and I'm already like
Mhm.
185. I should have the gear now." I was like, "No,
Mhm.
you don't get it. Like, you have
In
to
our
the
like
first."
pyramid party, I was like pretty much the like knowledgeable one, so I had to like keep reminding them that the fact that you're level X that doesn't mean you do the content for that level.
No, so that's why I made So I go through the. I don't know if you've seen many of the commands that I have in my
Yeah, I've
channel.
seen most of the docs, like whether we actually had like our like own Discord server with all with like a lot of important Google Docs
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot, and I've seen a couple of these charts there.
Okay.
We,
Yeah.
we like took it pretty seriously as far as you can take Maple Story
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
because we actually really wanted to like do struggle runs because that seems kind of fun,
mm-hmm.
especially since we had the manpower to do
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
for sure. But so is that party completely fallen apart now, or is
It's
there?
gone completely. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think any of them has any interest.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and especially like I'm on EU, so I mean I just don't think I can find people for that kind of thing here. Then
Yeah.
if you look at the like population for EU reboot versus NA reboot, it has its ups. Like popular spots are much more empty, which is nice,
Yeah, for sure.
but
And the
it's
lower
harder
ping.
to find people, and like MVPs are much more scarce.
Yeah. I see EU reboot has like 3% of the total GMS population.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's actually really. I won't say dead because people, for example, like when people
Yeah,
hand out
I don't like that term either.
MVPs, so people like you can see people, but
But yeah, if you go MVP, there's like 20 people, maybe 25 or something.
more even like because they're so scarce and usually like they hand them out
Well,
like
now it's probably better, right? Because people are training with Surge and everything, so people are probably
I don't know. Whenever I play, it's at least like 50 plus come, if
okay.
not more. Like again,
It's hard to count at that
MVPs
point,
like are
honestly.
kind of rare.
Yeah.
Not kind of rare, but like they aren't close to like a 24/7.
No, yeah, for sure, for sure.
You can pretty much, I think,
In Reboot in
5
NA as
hours
well.
maybe.
NA as well, but it's more because people don't want to use them because so many people come that they start lagging and maybe crash, so they just do them privately
Oh,
now.
yeah, that's...
That's the downside of being too popular.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, NA has like 16 times the population of EU. Looks like it.
Mm.
It's a big difference. But that also means that even popular maps will maybe have burning, and you'll only have to CC
Yeah,
a few
exactly.
times
Like,
at the
I
most.
can easily find 100% maps easily.
Yep.
Even on stuff like Blood Harps and like popular spots. Easily.
Okay.
Good.
All right. To which extent are you interested in salvaging your Night Lord to maybe be able to do CRA on the Night Lord, or to which extent do you think switching it to either the Shadow or the
I honestly
Dual Blade?
I'd rather try to wean myself off of the Night Lord as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't find it enjoyable to like play on it.
Have you
really
seen
don't.
Have you seen Dual Blade gameplay?
Not really. It's like it seems like a very spammy class from what I've seen. I think I've tried to level one a couple times, and because the leveling process of one is pretty bad, it just kind of I don't think I even got one fourth job ever. It was just really not for me.
Mm-hmm. I can log on to mine for a second, see what I can do. I'm no pro dual blader though, so keep that in mind.
Neither am I. It's okay.
Okay, you won't know how horrible I'm playing. Good. Yeah. So one of the main things you have is you have your 5th job skills that you can spam pretty easily. Where can I move from here? Do I have any arcane power? I don't think I have any. 0 arcane power. Well, that's
So
not good.
like, I'm like also
Oh, yeah,
open for like, I am kind of an hipster when it comes to classes. I
Okay.
like playing things people don't play, but usually there aren't many like that answer all my criteria plus are underplayed.
Yeah.
Because I like simple, and usually simple is played unless that simple
Really
is also
bad.
really bad.
Yeah.
Like Master. I don't think at this time of age there is a point playing Bowmaster when you have either Pathfinder or a Wind Archer.
Bowmaster is actually
I don't think there's much point.
when it comes to like endgame archers, Bowmaster is actually really high up there.
It's the better one. Yeah,
and the new, I don't know if you've seen that there are new 5th job skills also announced that will be coming this winter.
Really?
And Bowmaster is getting
should
one.
fix that.
So Bowmaster is getting one that basically gives you a charge every, I think it's every 45 seconds. That's like a shadow partner that shoots. It's like passive, so it just always shoots an extra few arrows every now and then. And the extra thing it does is every 45 seconds it gives you a shield. And every time something hits you, that's going to hit you, that would either kill you or that would hit you for more than 80% of your HP, it'll take like 80% of that damage away or something like that. So the survivability is going to get way better.
Yeah.
And that's like the only thing that Bowmaster is really lacking is survivability.
Really? I haven't, because Bowmaster is like so underplayed. How is it dealing with mobbing? Because at least the 4th job is kind of below mediocre. It's not very good.
It's it's okay, but it's not great. Wait, I'm doing a little bit of a dual blade right now. Yeah. So the 5th job skills have a very low cooldown, and some people even go for cooldown reduction on hats, so they can use that more often. So you have this big tornado that you can throw.
That sounds kind of rough.
Yeah, but the utility is very important. A lot of classes are actually going for.
But again, for me at least, that's not something I'm really concerned with.
You have the regular this one. This one hits 3 times now, so it just destroys the whole map full of numbers.
Wait, you have two shadow patterns.
So this skill just triggers and then hits 3 times, so the whole map just fills up
Mm.
with numbers all the way to the top. And the
I
tornado
mean,
between
I
that
have it
one
too,
and the
but it hit twice.
yeah, between the tornado and the other skill, the cooldowns are very short, and that gives you a lot of damage in bosses, but also in mobbing because you're just constantly clearing the full map.
Gotcha. I mean, technically, Night Lords can do that too, but their skills are really position dependent.
Yeah, so
Really,
that's also
you
going
need
to
to like
change
place
with
them.
yeah.
I kind of got that. I know like the distances and like how long the big shuriken balls and stuff like wind, but
Yeah, Suregain is going to change, where if you tap the button again, it's going to immediately stop and start spinning
oh really,
where it is at that
like
point.
the seal thingy.
No, not the but only the shuriken, so that you can
Cool.
decide where it explodes, so you don't have to like jump away, throw it, and then jump back. You can just
I mean,
point blank use it.
that was kind of cool though.
Yeah, no, but
I'm not gonna lie.
it was kind of cool. But you can still do that if you want to, right? You don't have to.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But it's I get you. Like the DPS, the burst DPS I had with the Night Lord was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't enough to do anything beyond like Chaos Horntail probably
I see.
with
Yeah.
the range I had.
Yeah, well, we can work on trying to improve your character and to get you to the point where you can do CRA probably within 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I think I probably won't change to dual blade though because I think it'll cost me around like 400-500 mil now, which is a lot of cubing money.
Yeah, it depends on how many times you've already switched and what level you are, so I'm not 100%
I'm
sure.
level 200. Oh, I'm 205 and I have not switched.
Has anyone switched between classes before? Like,
I know my friend, when he swapped to bishop, it cost him like around 300 or 400 mil, like sub 200, like 198 or something
wow.
like that.
There are sometimes job change
It's
coins
really expensive.
in event stores.
Yeah, in like events, but usually like there's so like
yeah,
such
they're hard to
better
get.
options. So
Yeah, they're hard to
for
get.
example, like I got like the 2 event rings from the from the night market, the SS ring and the Cosmos ring,
Mm-hmm.
which are pretty good. Which if I make like a new main, I'll have to like wait out on those.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of shame.
Let's see. I'm on the Cannoneer now. You can see a little bit of
Yeah, when I tried to do
what they do.
Zakum on level 100 here on my Cannoneer,
Mm-hmm.
I like instantly died.
Yeah, I hated.
I got
Yeah.
locked into animation so hard.
Yeah, I think the Nightwalker and the Cannoneer were, for me, the worst characters to do Zakumat at level 100. All the other classes were better.
I died on a couple. I don't remember which exactly, but I think like a couple of them just didn't have enough damage to like get through. I don't remember which. I think I had like a couple fails. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Cannoneer was, I think, a fail for me as well.
Yeah,
Cannoneer gets a bunch of summons. So you have the monkeys you put out.
Yeah.
You have the anchor. Then you have the monkey militia in the 5th job.
I mean, yeah, my Cannoneers. I'm like literally playing it now because I'm using the MVPs. It's like almost 135 now.
So these guys just follow you around and shoot everything. Like I'm not attacking at all right now.
Yep.
And then you have the big bullets, of course, that just float through the map, which are really good.
Yeah, I think I've seen. I don't remember if it was you or someone else doing Sierra on the Cannoneer.
I think I don't know if I don't remember if I put that on YouTube or not. You have you also have an iframe with a pretty short cooldown, like less than 30 seconds, which does a lot of damage as well. It's a little bit of a weird iframe to get used to, but once you're used to it, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that also gives you a lot of survivability in bosses, of course, because you can, it's 30 seconds. Like I just used it, and it's already almost back.
Yeah, that's also like another thing about the Night Lord. It's pretty much
no
most
iframes
speeds because you're pretty much like expected to dodge everything. You don't really have
Yeah.
iframes. You just dodge.
You're really just the definition of a glass cannon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even,
So glass
that's what
cannony
I like.
is what you don't like, or?
I like things that can handle mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Because of your
As a
ping
thief,
also, or?
that too. Like usually, if like I know, for example, I know I died because I have like this tiny lag
Yeah.
whenever I'm like about to die. Like I have no way to respond to like
The
fatal
tombstone,
mistakes.
the tombstone lag.
I just like lag. Yeah, just my like screen the game freezes for like a millisecond, and I know I died.
Yeah.
Like I need to predict very hard when I'm bossing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so something that's not too glass cannony, pretty can be simple and can be
I
complicated.
honestly, if the animation locks weren't so bad for for Cannon Master, I'd probably just like instantly pick it because I don't mind. I like the like heavy damage on it.
Mm-hmm.
The,
Yeah,
the damage
it's mainly your
is very
your
impressive.
buffing, right? Your buffing is your problem. Because
Buffing and
this guy,
just
barrel
animation
roulette.
locking on the.
Barrel roulette takes way too long. It's very tricky
I
to use
mean,
that
even
one.
like the base skills, like you're so mobile, but you're locked so hard into your base attack animations.
Yeah, so there's two things that will alleviate that. One is using the green potions from Monster Park for your extra attack speed,
Yeah,
and then the other one is getting attack speed +1 on your inner
yeah,
ability. Because
yeah.
even with
I
all of
got them.
those, and with decent speed infusion, even with all of that, you're still one attack speed
You're
off
in, yeah.
of
So you
hitting the
have to
cap.
use the potion, or is that not enough even?
That's even with the potion, it's not enough. Even with
Oh
the potion
wow!
and
So you have
everything,
no way to cap them
only in a party if you are with someone who gives extra rank
with
attack
the
speed. So in
with a
domain,
pirate or a kana.
domain benediction, with the pirate with real speed infusion, Evan, Arc, these all can give. I think Ilium can all
No
give
idea.
like a rank of attack speed.
I've actually played 1 to 200 on like a
Oh,
certain
Battle
server.
Mage
Like
can
I
give
don't
you.
remember anything.
Yeah, I erased that from my
Pretty
memory too.
traumatic.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
no, for me as well. Or no,
The, like,
Ilium has the
the
party iframe that they can
like
use.
flying god mode thingy was pretty fun, but that's it. Like the rest of the gameplay
Yeah,
was
well,
garbage.
I couldn't even play that because it would DC you back in the day, so I couldn't
No,
even
I
enjoy
think the
that.
server fixed that, like patched that.
Yeah, they did. But back when I played it, right when it came out, it would just DC you like 50% of the time. So.
Yeah, that's sad.
And there was like 2-second delay of potions being applied after you were still using a skill because of the EU lag. So if you're playing in EU, I think it would be fine. But if you're playing in NA, you have to like get autopot, otherwise you just keep dying.
I've actually also thought about Kaiser, but I know I won't be able to get one to like 200. They just are pretty annoying to like play at fourth. I had the experience playing one to like 150 or something a long time ago. It wasn't very good.
The fifth is kind of satisfying. They have one skill that's really cool. You know the swords that float around your head?
Yeah, of course.
And then in the fifth job, you have one skill where you basically just stick them at a target, and they just they go there, and then they stay in the ground. They do a lot of damage, and then they explode and do like a giant firewall of damage, all of them as well. And that has a 30-second cooldown, so you can use that a lot. But the problem, of course, with bossing is if bosses are mobile and moving around, you won't really hit them very well.
Yeah,
But if you're mobbing and there's multi-platform, then they will just all like explode from it, which is kind of cool.
There's a guy in chat who said I should try Hero. For that, I've already played one to like 205 on a certain server. They take a bit too long to scale up. I maybe they got changed a bit because I played it like closer to like fifth job release. But the mobbing is kind of bad on Hero. It's not that it's bad. It's average. You have to
Yeah,
like,
but
jump
yeah,
a
a lot of classes are average though, right? That's kind of the thing, and you have to find
even below average. The bossing
Yeah.
is pretty amazing. I was able to push things I wasn't able on my Night Lord like pretty early with the hero, but
All right, so
Again,
I think we should look at this.
yeah, I've actually tried to console this, but because I don't have a lot of experience with like fifth.
Mhm.
Most of all of my experience besides Night Lord and Hero, a bit like tiny bit, is like only fourth job. So that's where I need some help
Yeah.
because I just don't have that.
So let's consult up to the end of the mid game, right?
Yeah, because the end game, late game is all like is nice and all, but it's just not very like for me as like a practical player. It's like nice to like talk about it. In theory, it just like
So the
it just
survivability,
doesn't matter.
you want the survivability to be above average?
Even average, just
Okay.
I'm just really I don't like having to. It sounds stupid, but when you're learning the game, you don't want to have to rely on your own skill to live.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, well, that's kind of
If that
why I
makes
started
sense.
with the Demon Avenger as well, because you just have a lot of HP in the beginning
Yeah.
and nothing
Oh
can
my
really kill you.
god, they just ruined them. Back like it was actually a pretty fun class to play, and when I played it on Reboot now to get the Link skill, it was actually awful to get at 120. It
Yeah, I
was
played it a
easy,
long
but
time
it
ago.
was just awful.
A lot of people say it's just really boring, but
Yeah,
I liked it, but it was
not
a long
even
time ago.
boring. It just felt bad.
Okay.
It used to feel really good to play. I played it a lot in the past.
Okay.
Same goes with Demon Slayer
So
too.
is mobility important for you?
Um, I'd say is one of the things that are less important to me. I
Okay.
can, as long as they have like basic mobility, which pretty much every class these days have. Pretty
Yeah.
much every mage has a basic teleport, and every class, if they don't have a teleport, they have some sort of a flash jump,
Yeah.
which is more than enough for me.
Okay. Um, so it's more important that the mobbing is more important than the bossing, right?
Um, they should both be like usable. Like I'm not looking for something that like cannot boss because I'm obviously looking to like push with it.
Mm-hmm.
But like with all the events being very mobbing oriented, it should be and like all the dailies for the arcane symbols and whatnot being like mobbing. You kind of need to be able to mob.
Um.
That's at least my line of thought. I could be wrong there.
Yeah, so you're basically looking for an all-rounder, but like within those, there's some that you don't enjoy, and some that you might more enjoy.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, yeah, of course you can just slap the kana, but I just really don't want to play that.
Yeah. So which parts of Kana don't? Is it the hipster side of you, or is it something
Yeah,
else?
literally the hipster side. I don't mind her kit. I just really hated that because the EU population is like so small.
Mm-hmm.
The meta aspects of the game really like are like being brought out. So there's literally like 80% kanas. I'm
Yeah.
not even kidding.
So what are the other 20%? Is it Pathfinders and Adels, or?
And actually, I don't know if it's just my luck, but I've seen a lot of Canon Masters now. A lot. I don't know if it's like just RNG, but a lot of Angelic Busters, a lot of Adels, obviously, and then a mishmash of classes. Like obviously a lot of Night Lords because it's just popular.
Mm-hmm.
Pathfinders. I think a lot of Pathfinders swap to Adele because that's the new flavor of the month.
Yeah, and it's also a really good class.
Yeah, it's a good class. I haven't played it yet, but spamming the swords seems like a pain.
Yeah, so they're changing that to only having to use them half as much in a later patch.
How long? How much is the duration now? I just really don't know anything about that
I think.
class.
How long did it last now, guys? 10 seconds? 15 seconds, I think? I think they go from 15 to 30 seconds duration or something like that. So you only have to use them half as much.
So once every 30 seconds ish.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's like half as
Was it
much.
60? I heard like, oh crap! I missed the. Damn, I missed the MVP.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess I get a break now.
So, well, there's a lot of classes that are like within the realm, I guess, of the stats that you're looking for. So if there's anything like specific that is very, so is it just being overplayed that will feel bad, but a class can still be can still play nice enough to overcome that, right?
Yeah, Kana is just an exception because it's that overplayed.
Okay.
It's just so good at everything. I'm just really sick of it.
Okay, so let's see. So okay, so which ones are definitely out? Mercedes is out probably, right? Because too many different skills, combos, buttons.
Yep.
Aaron was too much RSI.
Yeah, Aaron just.
Phantom not
I
strong
kind
enough.
of enjoyed it, but my hand
Yeah.
did not appreciate it as much as I did.
Yeah, but no, that's good to know because there's other classes that have like the same type of button
Yeah, I know.
positioning.
I actually was thinking, like, originally when I had like started having that issue, I was thinking about Demon Slayer because back in the day it was actually a really fun class, but they kind of watched it.
There's some stuff though, like with the main attack, you can just hold down the key and then it'll auto activate. But
it's not that, mainly like the Demon Hunter, at least the bit I played of the like new, quote unquote new one, it just felt terrible.
okay, so is Lumi still on the table?
I think it is. I think it's something I would consider.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how good. I my I played Lumi when it was like broken, like a couple years back when everyone played Lumi.
Mm-hmm.
That's where most of my knowledge about Lumi comes from, like rework. I think you can call that.
Yeah, they've gotten a little bit overhauled recently, where a lot of their skill delays, because they were always a bit clunky, their skill delay has been reduced on a lot of their skills. And there's going to be another round of skill changes, hopefully later this month or maybe next month, that will further remove some of the skill delays on some of their attacks, and that should
Yeah,
really
I mean,
remove a
Lumi is
lot
on
of the
the table
clunkiness.
as far the one I played to like 120. The mobbing was okay. Convenient, and like the bossing burst was pretty good.
How do you feel about
But
classes with a lot of summons? Is that something you're against, or?
I don't mind because it just automated damage.
Well,
Just a bit
typically
of
it means
setup.
though that you need more funding to get those to start coming online and do enough
Yeah,
damage to
usually
kill
like
monsters.
mech. The thing is,
Yeah,
like stuff like mech, it just until you get that, it's just not really worth it.
yeah. So if
And
you don't think you're gonna get it,
I'm looking for something that can push
yeah.
on its own. Like, of course, like I'll do like I keep forgetting the name, Maple Torch, to get more like funding, but I can't like do that for too long
Mm-hmm.
because my goal is to not play the Night Lord.
So Aaron has too many buttons. Have you tried Arc?
Yeah, I cannot stand it. It just felt awful.
So is it the? So how far did you get it?
I got it to at 120.
Okay. And did you put your spell bullets on automatic?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It wasn't the palette that like made it. It just felt kind of clunky. Like I think it mostly the flora form, I think it's called. It just felt, and that's the form you spent most time in while like recharging.
Yeah, well, in the end game, later on you spend more time in Spectra, and you have a lot of skills that empower you, and all of those skills basically you use those during the
Usually,
Floriform to empower your Floriform, so the Floriform isn't really that bad.
yeah, because usually like a flora form felt awful to play.
Well, it does like in comparison to the Spectre form, but I think it's still really strong in comparison to
Yeah,
other
I'm not
classes.
saying it was really strong. Like it was one of the classes like absolutely massacred Zakun when I
Yeah,
did it for
for
like
sure.
leveling, but it just felt like too much. for me. Like
Too
the
many
gameplay
buttons,
was
or
like I always waited for like the Spectre form, and I did not enjoy the other form at all. So it felt kind of bad.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I honestly, I didn't like Arc very much in the beginning either. It was just so strong that I didn't feel like abandoning it too early. And now,
It felt like okay, but maybe that was because I was doing like very strong links. I think I did Arc like very close to Kana, so I just didn't have like feel wise, I didn't have a good basis to like compare. I think I did Arc pretty close to like Kana and Evan, I think, and Aaron. Sorry, not Evan.
okay.
Pretty sure. So I like came off like pretty strong links. So in comparison, Arc didn't feel very good.
I see. So I have I don't know what gear I'm in now. I'm in damage gear, but the you can see if you hit something and the ball's flying around, that they will just kill extra stuff. So once a lot of classes have these things where you have extra effects flying around, and once you start coming online with those and those extra effects, so that's why Night Lord in the end game has very good mobbing, is because once Assassin's Mark actually starts coming online and the Assassin's Mark starts killing monsters, that's when you get a lot of kills extra, basically for free whenever you throw an attack out.
But that takes like, I'm guessing like I need at least to get to like 20k main stat or something to make that happen. At least.
Well, so that's if you don't rely on your matrix, right? So for the matrix you have the skill nodes, but you also have the boost nodes. You don't have any activated right now, but if you max out your boost nodes, you can increase your damage on skills that you have boosted by 120%. So that gives the Assassin's Mark way more space to start one-shotting without really needing to be super duper strong. But yeah, as you keep going to higher level monsters, those monsters are getting more and more damage. But so right now I'm mobbing in the Flora form, but it's all about the map rotations as well, right? So this is not necessarily that clunky or slow, right? Or do you feel like this is so bad?
No, it like the gameplay looks smooth. It's just way too many buttons as a from like it's the same issue I had with like Academia.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
way too many buttons.
Yeah, I felt the same way in the beginning because I mained Demon Avenger first, so that's like super simple.
That's kind of a jump.
And then I moved to this. So in the beginning it was too much. They all have different cooldowns. So what I did a lot in the beginning was I moved all the skills with cooldowns to the bottom right so I could see them all. And just always try to get a feel for it. And then what I started doing is just always moving around the keys until my fingers were able to find the keys automatically and I didn't have to think about it anymore. And I think I moved my keys around like 10 or 15 times. Just keep switching them until it made sense. And now I don't know where any of my skills are, but my fingers know where my skills are, and that's the most important thing. If you ask me where's Scarlet Drive, I don't know. I think it's on D. No, it's on S. See, like I don't fucking know. But my fingers know, so that's the important thing. With this map, someone else came up with this rotation. You don't have to ever think about any of your cooldowns because you'll just know when it's you'll know when it's up. Like now I can use Scarlet, and then you can do double dash up into the blue drive down, dive, Scarlet, hit. The extra swipe will come out from the 5th job. And if I go into Spectra, what I can do is do the big dash here, dash, got a little bit of a delay. And then you can rotate through the map like that. There's a little bit of lag, but you know. And then once I get back here, the skill comes back. And this map rotation is just completely built around the cooldowns of the skills coming back exactly when you get to the rotation, so that you don't never have to like think about it. And at that point, I think that takes a lot of the less fun side of, you know, having to do the scene from the Hangover where the guy's like looking at all the maths in the air and it's like like what are all my cooldowns, what skills can I use, like that doesn't really come into play anymore. And for bossing, this character has like a very high burst potential, not to the point of the Night Lord, but you also have a little bit more supportive capabilities where you can boost your teammate, among other things, with 1 rank of attack speed. So if you do end up playing with one of those cannoneers, they might even like that. Although it'll mostly be during domain, so they won't really be needing the attack speed at that point anymore.
Yeah, probably.
So that's like the level of button input that's still too much for you, that you would rather not get into. Okay.
Yeah.
So
if
Evan does. Let's try getting through the classes. So
Yeah.
does Evan fall under that as well because of the combo system?
Yeah, it just felt bad to like play.
Yeah, it's also one of those classes where you do a lot of single hits of damage, and then once you get further in the game, and those get boosted with your boost nodes and everything, and those individual hits start one-shotting, then you can start killing a lot of monsters. But until you get to
Yeah,
that
but it
point,
just takes too long. I just can't really afford that.
I get it. What about Shade? Shade is pretty straightforward, not very complicated.
Yeah, but my question is, because it's more of a support-oriented class, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how good it is for like what I want to be doing. If I was like playing with at least one person that could take advantage of the bind, I think that would have been a good option, because
Well, the
it's
split
really
most,
easy
yeah.
to play. So I wouldn't mind that, but I think I just get disappointed by the damage.
Um, yes, it's possible. You have the split, so that allows you to do extra damage. And as a solo, even if you use the split on a boss that's stationary, you'll get the 20% final damage boost. And Shade has a lot of survivability, so a lot of room for mistakes. But you might have to be a little bit higher level than some other classes to be able to kill
Exactly.
bosses at the same point. But it does mean that if you keep playing it and go further, that it'll be very desirable to have you in a party, because you'll make everyone else a lot stronger if you're able to split a boss and increase their
I
burst
don't know.
damage by
I've
a lot.
actually seen a couple posts about it not being the case, because a lot of classes actually don't benefit from
Some have single target, but all of the parties that have killed black mages so far all have had a Shade in it, because they're
That's
like,
kind of pushing it for me.
yeah, but they are, yeah, I agree, but because
For
they
me,
can like distract the boss the whole time without dying because of their great survivability and mobility and their teleportation, and because of split and the binds, and they can reset cooldowns and stuff as well. Yeah, they're
my
very, very powerful
my
supports.
question is, like, when does Shade's damage fall off? Because that I do
Um,
not know.
so when it comes to bossing, I don't have enough experience. When it comes to mobbing, I don't think it ever falls off. They have one of the easiest like straight line towards level 275 just by training all the way through from all the classes, because nothing really
Yeah,
changes for them.
it ticks a lot of boxes for me by being simple, being pretty tanky compared to most, and also being desired for parties, which is just a side bonus, but not that like high up for me.
They are not
But
flashy, and they are not like the goal scoring
I
power
don't care
forward.
about. I mean, they're colorful enough, and
They're
that's
colorful,
like
yeah, that's true.
that's better than the Nightdwarf for me. Just purple and black and purple, just boring. Just can't look at it anymore.
We need color skins for Maple Story.
I mean,
That's
I
yeah,
actually
that's
bought. I think it's the water balloons, just to have some more colors
nice.
on my skills. I just couldn't bear it.
So we'll leave Shade on the table for now.
Yeah, shade. I mean, I'm just
Doing
really.
choice one.
I'm kind of concerned that it will just fall off earlier than expected. My like main goal at the minute is to be able to either to struggle CRA, whether it's with a party or like alone. It will probably be solo, because I don't think I can find more people to do it with.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like what I'm aiming for, because that's like something I think that's a realistic to push towards, at least like with my experience and like stage.
Okay. Yeah, my Shade is like around 205 with okay gear. I was in some struggle parties myself. I don't know if I would be able to solo. I'm definitely gonna practice that at some point, but I would have to get used to some of the subtleties of the Shade more to be able to utilize the class fully, right? Because just getting to 200 and getting 5th job doesn't mean that now you know how to play the character.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we're just so Adele, is that too too hipster to hate? The fact that the shields are gonna go down in summon time, is that enough to?
It's kind of a question mark because I literally don't know anything about it. I think, what is Adele's link skill? Is it like useful or?
It gives you damage, and it gives you more damage the more people are in your party. So it's mainly like a bossing, like a team bossing link skill. Yeah.
I might. I probably might level it for the link skill and get like a feel for it.
It's really strong. It's one of those classes that I think is kind of boring because it's almost too strong and too easy. But it is so strong that you're kind of keep playing it.
But if it's like that strong, it just might get clapped eventually, and then you're just left.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna get a nerf. They've got 2 waves of nerfs on the way, but even despite that, they're still gonna stay well above average in how strong they are. So the time invested is still good. In this grid, I've also got the prospect, like how much they're gonna change, right? On the right side here, that's based on changes that KMS has already implemented that are coming. Yeah, so you see for Kana, big nerf is coming, but it's still gonna be relevant. So, sorry, not for Kana. Let's say for Kana, for Adele.
If you'll excuse me for a second, I kind of wanna address some things people said here in chat because I am paying attention to it. If I knew what I wanted to play, I wouldn't be having this session. I'm having this session because I'm in need of someone with more experience than me. That's the entire point of this.
Yeah, no, this is like the second time I've had a similar session to this, and every time people in the chat feel the same way because people just feel that someone is, on one hand, has no idea what they want, and on the other hand is also very choosy.
I think I actually have a pretty good idea about what I want, though.
Yeah, we're getting through it. Well, I think we'll be able to narrow it down to like 10 classes the first attempt, and then we'll probably narrow it down to like 3 or 4 that might be like choosers, and then you just try those and just continue whichever one you like the best.
Yeah.
In general, I think when people say main Legion, so what they basically mean is go for Umbra and just level out a bunch of characters and get them all to 140. That's one thing I wanted to say as well, by the way. Like, you stopped a lot of characters at 120. Ideally, you want to stop at 140 instead because it's pretty close, but it gives you 1 extra rank in Legion. So it gives you an extra hex, and it gives you a bigger buff for your Legion characters, and that ends up helping you a lot.
I might do that then.
Easy way to do that is by just running Zakum on all the characters every day. Because Zakum's easy kill, lots of experience, and then you can just log in, log out, log in, log out.
At 120 is like pretty easy.
Yeah, it's really easy. Yeah, you don't even have to grab a rune. You just log into them every day. Just do Zakum and log out again, and they'll be 140 in no time. Okay. Ho Young is probably gonna be too many buttons.
Yeah, it's.
Kinesis. Well, let's start from the top.
I actually thought about Kinesis, but again, I only played it to 120. But people said that like later on, the resource bar becomes an issue.
You have to. It becomes pretty. It becomes pretty exact on what order you have to use your skills and which skills you have to keep up to make sure that you always get enough resources to keep spamming your skills. Yeah, and ping can become a little bit of an issue because of that.
Research it, but it's not like it's not that I'm not considering it. Just something I really haven't thought about it too much, about it as an like option. How is this? I know like it's pretty good mobber, but how is it bossing?
For Kinesis, I would say it's around average, a little bit below or a little bit above. Kind of depends on which boss it is. But it's around. I would say it's around average. The one of the downsides is that they don't really bring anything to the team. Like, they have no real utility. They have a bind, and that's it, pretty much. Like, they have a backup bind in case the Kana misses something like that.
I might take that into consideration, but I think there are better options.
Yeah.
I think like Lumi pretty much, for me, does whatever Kinesis does, but better for me.
Yeah.
That's at least how. Like,
yeah, if there's like 8 characters left or something, and you feel like a few of them are just objectively better for you than other ones that you do know about, then yeah. Thunderbreaker's probably too many buttons, and I think their bossing capability is not good enough. That's probably not going to be good for you. Thunderbreaker. They're very fun and very fluid mobbers if you know all the buttons, but it's kind of like Ark in the way that you have to know the combinations to keep dashing through things.
Yeah.
And when bossing, it really locks you into place, that thing that
Yeah.
you kind of hate with Cannoneer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this is the case, I think then like a Cannoneer is like the better one off.
Have you tried Angelic Buster?
I mean, I tried it her a long time ago. I don't think I have her on this server. Um, do I? I remember leveling it, but I don't remember if I did.
Wait, how hipster are you? Would you consider Jet?
I mean, if it's good,
The mobbing is considered actually very fun and very good to everyone I've heard playing it now. It's just that the bossing does not come online until you're like funded out of the ass.
Yeah, then that, as much as I would really be happy to play a hipster class and just meme the hell out of myself, I can't. I mean, yeah.
Well, you're definitely gonna make one for your critical damage and everything, and then you can see how much you like it. So Battle Mage is probably too. The telecasting for Battle Mage, is that something that you are against, or?
Isn't it ping reliant though?
Kind of, not that much. You mainly just have to like always like attack, teleport, because you're constantly moving through the map, and your teleport also leaves like a trail of electricity that damages monsters that walk through it. So you're always forced to. That might trigger the RSI, I think, depending on where you put the keys.
Yeah, it might. Sadly, I think Battle Mage is one of like my favorite classes. It's for a long time it like hasn't been in a very good spot for like years now. In like a spot, like a favorable spot.
As you know, when it comes into. See what comes into play. Is Pathfinder out because it's too simple, or?
No,
I think Pathfinder is pretty good early on.
I thought it just kind of got clapped.
Well, it got nerfed, but the biggest nerf was that it lost like 10% damage. Oh no, it lost some final damage. It lost like 10 or 15% final damage, but it's still a pretty straightforward like. It's like a simple class, but it has some nuance skills that can make it that aren't just used much, but that you can definitely use in bossing to give you extra survivability and utility. But they're pretty much like early. They're more front loaded, like very good in the early and the mid, and then early late game. But then they kind of fall off like near the end. But if you're not planning on getting that far anyway, I think Pathfinder could be pretty solid. At
that point, I'd probably use that as like a farmer to like fund something else. I think that's their like role now. If I were to play one, because that's what I think they like do the best.
So like Kaiser. What about the Explorer mages?
I don't mind them. I mean, Bishop and Fire Poison are just not very good options for me. But I don't. Again, it's kind of. I know that Ice Lightning is like very powerful early on. That's like for sure.
But you want to keep the option open for solo CRA, right?
Yep, that's like my probably like biggest goal now. Because I think once you get through that, I think I can pretty much say that it will also get me to Lachlan, maybe-ish, like...
Alright, I got it, dude. I got it. You're playing on EU, right? You have EU ping? Yeah. Alright, it's Dawn Warrior, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's
I mean, not actually EU, like, I don't think there's a way to check ping for the servers, right? No.
There is.
Really?
If you check !ping in the chat, you will get an instruction on how you can find it.
Let's do that.
It's a whole thing, but you can check through your computer what your ping is to the server that you're connecting to.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm aware of that. Let's do that then. Let's give that a second.
I'm gonna guess that you will have somewhere between like 50 and 80 or something would be my guess.
I think if you think that, then I think I'll probably have more.
All right, let's see. Okay, so you could look for mapstory.exe.
Yep. Looking for that.
It should pop to the top because it typically has one of the higher pings. At least for me, because I am at like 180 to like 230 or something. So for me, it pops right to the top to the highest ping, but under the TCP/IP connections.
Yep.
Oh, you don't have the typical Israel accent, dude. I was thinking
Really?
yeah, because I was thinking it almost sounds more like a Scandinavian accent almost.
No, it's just speaking a lot of English over my lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been speaking to a lot of like EU and like NA people.
Yeah, like that helps. That for me that shifts who I'm talking to. Kind of shifts what kind of English I'm speaking.
Yep, exactly. I can't find that port though. That's weird.
Wait, so you did this one?
The 8585.
Task manager, performance, source
Yep.
control. I gotta take this off screen because that's gonna be like my IP and shit.
Not a good idea.
Yeah. And then on top, the net. Are you in the network tab?
Yeah. I'm like in the resource monitor already.
Yeah, and then
Just looking for the right port.
network tab, TCP/IP, and then it should. Yeah, for me it floats to the top. So for me right now it's 212, 236, 214, 205, 223. Like it changes every second.
Yep.
Do you have any
I
other
think- I think I
maplestory.exe?
found it. But it's not the same port, but I think.
Oh, okay. Might be.
Yeesh, I really hope that's not my ping.
Oh, under latency. What? How much does it say?
Let me find the one I need.
Yeah, just,
Here, 8585. Got it. Oh, okay. It's actually fluctuating around 80. Okay, like a bit more, a bit less.
okay.
Between 90 and 75. I think that's a safe bet.
Okay, that should be low enough to be able to play Dawn Warrior properly.
Warrior.
Yeah, as long as you're saying under 100, that should be good. So Dawn Warrior starts pretty simple, and then later on, so you have like a moon form and a sun form, and then later you combine the two, and that's when your attacks start like cycling between the two, and then when your ping is bad, the cycling gets a little wonky. But I think your ping is low enough for that not to happen, and you have very straightforward bursts. The only downside really to Dawn Warrior is that they use a lot of MP, and they don't have a big MP pool, so you'll need to maybe like separately buy MP potions or just use more potions than other classes.
I don't mind just buying
Yeah, but that's like that's the only real downside. Other than that, Dawn Warriors start off very strong and stay very strong, and have good survivability. They get very big, strong skills from 5th job skill that are very easy to use.
That sounds very appealing. Then if their disadvantage is something I can like get, like avoid, that sounds very good. I don't mind like playing them.
Mm-hmm. It's one that I don't recommend a lot because a lot of people, because I'm playing on EU NA, and a lot of people playing on NA, the ping just kind of breaks.
It just doesn't work. But since I'm playing like close-ish, then
and you have like a teleport you can use sometimes in the air as well, which gives you a little bit extra mobility that can help you with the survivability, and you get iframes from 5th job.
If it's something I can, that sounds like a pretty good candidate. Then I don't see any disadvantage to it, and it like also ticks my my hipster box because no one plays.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so some people might start it, but not a lot of people stay it because it's so good early on. People feel like it falls off too much, but it actually doesn't fall off all that much. It's just that other characters kind of like catch up to it, and they might surpass it a little bit depending on how far you go. But that doesn't. You get a really solid lead early on because Dawn Warriors just the base numbers on the skills are very, very high. You don't need a lot of funding to get very strong with it.
As long as like the ping is like low enough, there's no issue.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you get a lot of lines as well. So if you even get to something like Lucid, you can
it's like
kill
a
the
pretty
goals.
specific question, but when at what level, like 4th, 5th job, maybe 3rd, when do you think you like you can tell if the ping is an issue or not?
It's mainly so the specific skill for Dawn Warrior is when you're holding your attack progression, and it fluctuates in form. Let me go. Wait, let me see if I can go on my Dawn Warrior and the ID is already logged in. Oh, this is, by the way, this is a tip for everyone. If you get the ID already logged in, you get this. What you do is you hold escape, and then you hover over change region, and you just click that, and then you click back in, and you don't have to relog your game, and then you can just double click, and then you can just go in.
That's nice. Does it still hate the game?
Pro tip for everyone, so you don't have to close and reload. Where's my Dawn Warrior? This guy. I was using one-handed sword. Almost didn't recognize him. My Hayato also using one-handed sword and shield, so sometimes I don't forget where that guy is. Yeah, I use it because, and also another pro tip, because if you can use a one-handed sword and a shield, you can get more Star Force more easily. So you, when you're AFK and the character's in your Legion, you deal more damage because you have more Legion power.
I remember like when I looked into that when I was playing my hero.
It's not a huge difference, but a little bit.
It's like you get more attack speed doing that, but you lose on like flat damage. So it's a question of whether your gear is like enough to like.
Oh yeah. No. For Hayato, you can't do anything with with a sword and a shield. Like because you have to wear a katara. Yeah, it's only for AFK for the power. So let's see. So if I do the if I buff myself and I use this.
Isn't Dawn Warrior only like two-handed?
Yes, Dawn Warrior is only two-handed. Yeah. Well, no, actually, it's also one-handed. You can also use one-handed.
But isn't the booster for like two-handed or something?
No, booster should be for all weapons that you're using.
The mastery booster, whatever.
Sword booster. No, because it's a sword mastery. One-handed and two-handed sword mastery. The main reason that people use two-handed is because you can still reach max attack speed with two-handed. But there is actually a place where what people do is for endgame mobbing, they stay in moon. So it's because the sun cycle gives you 2 ranks of attack speed, and that allows you to do it. What some people do is they stay in... wait, how do I get into the... I just do an attack and then... Oh, there we go. What some people do is they stay in moon cycle, so they can they only use the moon attacks because it has a bigger range, more lines, and easier mobbing. And then they use a one-handed sword, and they go for +1 attack speed on their inner ability, so they can reach a max attack speed like that. And then they can mob faster and get better rates until they get to the point where they don't want to level anymore, maybe 250, 255, 260. And then they switch back to two-handed sword and redo their inner ability, because they can actually level up faster. So if I do my attack cycle like this... So it's supposed to be like 1, 1, 1, 1, and you can see right now, like
yeah, the lights kind
of. There's 4 of those. Now my eyes have exited my face, and it's like 1, 2, look, I just did 4 swipes on the way down. It's supposed to be like an so okay, now it's doing it. Yeah, okay, so like this. It's supposed to be like this. The whole. Oh god.
Yeah, she got it.
And
easy.
So it's always like I don't know what the character is gonna do. Is he gonna like swipe up 3 times, half in the midair? So for you, this should be way more fluid.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
was almost good there for a little bit. Yeah. Yes. What some other people did is like always in the moon form. Let's see.
You said like they were using a one-handed shield with like...
Yeah, like this skill. This is going to be your main mobbing skill where you jump around. This does a lot of lines. I think it does like 8 lines or something when you get it.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Is it...
They didn't really touch the class since last I played it, and if that's still the case. Because I think this is the first class actually pushed to 200, but that was back when there was not any 5th job, like a long time ago.
Yeah, see, this guy has 3,400 mana at level 200.
What the hell is this?
It's not very high. And if you use this, and with your burst, you use this skill. You use Styx Crossing. And then wait, I didn't know I was supposed to be able to use that. I don't know there's one skill that allows you to spam it. I think this one.
Styx Crossing?
Yeah, and then look at your mana right now.
Jeez.
And
I
it's gone.
guess you have a pet for
Yeah, you gotta get that auto MP pet. That would be very
yeah.
helpful. Or like MP only pets. Yeah, so in this mode, you see you create like you basically create like a black hole with these swipes
Yep.
every now and then everything that walks through it.
So this is your bossing skill then, or the
This is
mobbing?
like the burst for bossing, and then otherwise it's oh, I have a shadow partner. I didn't even know. Oh, cool.
What?
Otherwise, you'll be using the combination.
Okay, I guess I'll probably try to read up
And then you have this
bit more,
skill,
because
which
this
is very
this does
nice.
seem like a very interesting solution for me, because it seems like the only downside is the ping, as far as I can see.
Yeah, pretty much. The skill you just saw. Oh, I don't know if the clip exists. Where's the? Does anyone have the clip of Steve using that skill when it just got into the live servers? It actually did so many lines of damage that it would just lag the game so hard that they had to patch it. Yeah, they got like 4 people in the same map to do it, and they just like DC'd each other because of how much lag.
Nice.
Warrior. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can. TX3 Sheeran. What the fuck? Oh, where's the T coming from? Was it this one? Yeah, I don't know where it is exactly.
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
But yeah, he used it because yeah, it hits like everything just so many ridiculously amount of times that I could probably read the skill description, but it's pretty broken. It's 15
like
at level
3-minute cooldown or something.
Yeah, 3-minute cooldown. It hits 15 enemies 7 times, 468% damage 30 times, invincible while casting, and then Equinox Divide, triggering explosion 5 times. Enemies hit 1300% damage, 15 lines, invincible. Like
So for small brain mine, it just kills them up.
yeah, it's just a lot. Yeah. Yeah, just destruction skill basically.
You might wanna close your task manager.
No, it's okay. It just has like the RAM usage and such. I actually have this open all the time because if the RAM usage of Maple gets too high, you know, your memory leaking, so I have to keep that open all the time.
I don't think I had an issue with the game memory leaking for a couple of years now.
Oh shit. Okay, well, off to EU, everyone. Let's go.
I mean, I guess it helps that the population is so low, maybe.
Yeah, I think it makes a bit. I don't know. My laptop sits next to me and is always on, and I've never memory leaked on there. But I'm always just sitting AFK in town. But that thing never memory leaks. And if I leave my computer on overnight on a character, just in the I don't know, in the event map or something,
Sure.
I'll probably be memory leaking by the time I wake up. So I don't know what it is. Depends on the system, I guess.
Okay.
I think Dawnwarrior will be a good fit. What I will say though, with the current event, if Dawnwarrior doesn't end up being it or whatever, and some of the other ones that we went through, one of the chance havers right on the list,
Yeah.
This is a very good event to make sure that your Legion gets a huge boost. And since you are not trying to get to the point where you have to super min-max all of your gear on your character, boosting your Legion is like giving all of your characters boosted gear, kind of. Indirectly, right? Because you'll always have access to stronger link skills, and you'll have access
to link skills. It's like always on.
Yeah, the Legion is always on, and the links can give you like a double boost, and it's basically like you're already starting with funding without having to invest into the character specifically. So this will not only make it so that every other character gets a better chance of shining and becoming enjoyable, right? Because you don't get to do that Mercedes, I don't have anything yet, I need to 16-shot these snails scenario. And you also don't have to worry too quickly about having to fund it and how long it's going to take before it gets online. Because you'll have so taking the therefore I think it's important to take the Umbra at least for 1 week, but maybe 2 weeks to build out your Legion. So your characters have to be level 61 to be able to go into the Umbra map, and then
be able to kill it though.
Yeah. The monsters will always be ranked. Will be according to your level.
Okay.
They will just always be scaled to your level. And there
So
were like sand
like
rats, but
do Umbra daily on all, like I don't know how it works exactly. I read it.
every character has can be in there for 30 minutes each.
Oh, okay.
So
Then I
so
can
it's
do like
ideal for doing a lot of
a daily Zakum and that then.
for every character you could do that. Yeah, for as many characters as you want. And then as you gain in rank, so you said you were almost at rank B, right?
B. I think I sent the picture. I honestly don't remember.
Like you start at rank C if you haven't ranked up yet.
Yeah, I literally just started today the event. I kept out.
Yeah, so if you're almost at rank B, so don't forget the Fire Thief on your strongest character, so you can get some extra points every day.
Fire Thief?
Yeah, it's like a sand monster that like tries to steal firecrackers. If you go to the event map all the way to the right,
yeah,
there's a
black bull.
Yeah, just get as far as you can there, and that'll give you some extra points on top of the daily cap.
Okay, so you just do that.
Just do that on your strongest character.
You just wait there until it like spawns or something.
There'll just be like a few monsters that you can kill, and after a while you will be able to kill the small monsters, but the big monster will only take 1 damage because he goes up and up in level, and after a while the damage difference will be too big and you won't be able to damage him. So when you get to that point, you could just exit the map, you'll get points at the end, and then you can do it again tomorrow.
I can actually damage it now.
Yeah, so up until the level 221 you should be able to deal damage, but once it goes to 230 you won't be able to deal damage anymore. So you can still kill the small guys, and then after that, if you see a lot of ones, then you could just leave. Yeah, so I think it would be very good to pick... so I think it's called Umbra, and then Umbra is a map all the way on the left side of the event map, and then you'll have 30 minutes, and then you get bonus experience when you're in there, and you can use buffs, and buffs of all the people in there who are training are shared with each other. So if there's a bishop, you can get Holy Symbol. Maybe you can get haste, maybe you can get speed infusion, sharp eyes. Like if there's a lot of different people there, that will be helpful. And everyone has their own maps, so nobody's guessing each other. You just see your own maps for your own level.
Gotcha.
So and that's 30 minutes per character, so you can use like half-hour buffs, and then once they're up, you're up.
I don't have any.
And if you go up in rank, you can be in Umbra a little bit longer, but it goes up by 5 minutes. And going to 35 minutes is a little awkward because then your buffs will be gone.
Yeah,
I think it's better to just...
I don't have any buffs, so...
Oh, you don't? Well, okay. Yeah, then you don't have that problem.
Yeah, I don't have enough Legion points, and
that's pretty much so hopefully this will also help you when you build up your Legion, that you can get more Legion coins, right? So you can rely more on the Legion buffs when you're training characters.
I guess I'll just put myself... to use the Umbra and the Daily Zakum. Monster Park is per account, right? Like 2 entries per account, right? Or is it no?
Yeah, so the entries are per account, but the medal and the clears are per character. So if you want to get the Monster Parker medal on a character, then that character specifically has to do the 77 clears for every day. But the entries are shared within your account, so that means that you can only get one character the medal at a time, and then you have to do that for like 11 straight weeks at least, and then move on to the next one if you want to get it. But it's very good to do every day, and even worth investing into getting the extra entries, either with reward points from the reward shop or with mesos, because you'll get the extra coins, which allow you to get the experience coupons, the power coupons, and the attack speed coupons that will allow you to train faster and more efficiently.
Sounds good.
So those are important. And then, so wait, so do you know about Maple Tour?
Yeah. I mean, I did it on my my Night Lord.
Oh yeah, that came out right before the Golok stuff, right?
Yeah. It's I managed to like clear the last one pretty easily at this point.
Yeah. So if you do 2 of those a day.
When I like returned, I had like almost 900 mil waiting for me there.
Oh, are you doing extra entries with Maple points?
I don't have enough.
Okay. So if you're just doing the regular ones, I think you get like per week. I think you get like a little over 300
like 25 mil per day.
Yeah, but then it doubles when you pick it up, so it ends up being like 50.
When I looked at it, like it showed you already like double the amount.
Yeah, they changed how they mentioned the numbers to make it look more normal. So now they show you the half number. Because that's the number you get when you cash it out, and then they say if you wait until the end, then it doubles. So if you so you'll get like 25 mil a day that you can pick out at any moment. But if you wait and you do it over the 7 days, so then it becomes like 180 mil, and then that doubles, so that becomes like 350, 360, something like that in a week. And then if you do Ursus every day and you do Maple Tour every day, that's about 1 bill per week.
There's a bit of question about Ursus because I know a lot of people said that you need kind of good range to get like gold, like masters from it. What would be that range though, ish? Because it changes per.
Yeah, so a lot of times when people say they need good range, it's not really true. You just need to not be total dog shit. Like, but the most important thing is that you're not too low level, because the entry level to join Ursus is like level 105, but the boss's level itself I think is 129. So if you're too many levels below Ursus, you'll get less money. But you always want to do it on your highest level character, because even if you get the same rank, you get more money within the same rank based on your character's level. So you'll always want to do it on your Night Lord. And your Night Lord is more than a high enough level, so no worries.
Yeah, we'll just check when the double time is or whatever.
Yeah, they wanted to change the double time, but they also left the old one in place, so now they're both active. It's a little confusing.
So you have two.
Yeah, if you check exclamation mark Ursus, you have the...
server,
yeah, if you have check exclamation mark Ursus, you can see the current times that are supposed to be active.
Is it the same for EU and like NA though?
Yeah, I put it on UTC so that you can calculate from there. Yeah, it's the same for both servers. Yeah, that's the weird part, because when they do DMTs and stuff like that, they do them in the same time zones for EU and NA, and then sometimes the events are just completely horrible for EU, even though there's nobody...
Like one is awful for EU and one is really good for EU.
Yeah.
There's one that I will never be able to do unless I'm like really...
Yeah, for you that'll be like 4 to 6 a.m. probably, the first one, right?
4 to 6, yeah.
And the other one is 9 to 11, that's doable,
unless,
right?
I mean, my sleep schedule has been kind of messed up for...
Oh, come on, dude. How dare you?
Plus, I've been like waking up at 3 and going to bed at like 6, so...
Nice, yeah.
I think
I cannot relate. I cannot relate with that at all.
No. Okay, so there's that. Now the question is, what do I do on my Night Lord? Do I... Because I probably will need to invest on it, because my cubing is garbage. I was like in the half middle of it, and I think I was waiting on my Maple Tour money.
Yeah.
Like continue, then I just left.
So you would want to be able to do CRA with this one, right?
I
like duo with someone, or find a Kana who can bind and domain, and then
I highly doubt that will happen though.
Well, the Kana will need damage and you will need to bind.
I mean,
so
ideally I would like eventually, but yeah. Then I'll probably just level the Adon Warrior on the side.
Yeah. So if you want to have like some future with this character, the main thing is your arcane symbol dailies. Like those are important. After that, everything that's rare, I would occult cube to at least 3% luck, so you can get that. That should be pretty straightforward.
I think I swapped some items that had like the decent pots, but like I got like much better flames.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Slapped them there and I didn't have the funds to like cube. Also,
so yeah, you can get some Necro Gear maybe. Necro Gear or Von Leon.
Do you think Necro Gear over Pencil?
Yeah, because the flames can be so much, but only if the flames are enough of an improvement.
Yeah.
Not like
so
blanketly.
Hela wasn't very generous.
Yeah, no. She tends to not be.
Question. I've been kind of on the fence with it because I can still do the a Ninja Castle quest for the unique pot scroll. I think you get that from that.
Is that a thing? Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
I wasn't aware. Okay.
Like you get one. I don't remember if it's something like that. And I was kind of on the fence if I want to use that thing on my on my emblem, because my emblem's potential is not great. It's
No, that's definitely something to improve. Yeah.
But on the other hand, I can use occults on it now because it's epic, so it's really budget friendly. And
Yeah.
if I push it to unique, I'm committing to red cubes, which is kind
Or
of heavy.
your Master Craftsman if you get them from bossing. Master Craftsman and Meister are more common to drop from bosses now, but you won't have access to too many bosses.
Yeah,
Yet.
exactly.
Yeah. No, I would keep it to like low budget to mainly just reocculting to optimize
Yeah,
on what you
that's
already have, and maybe unlocking some more items that will expand on your boss accessory set. So if you can access your pocket item slot and get like a pink bean cup, that would be
yeah.
helpful.
I actually have one in my bags.
Okay, and
I've been keeping that's actually half decent.
if
I
you get
think.
the badge from Magnus, that will help you get from the 5 to
Yeah,
the 7
I've
set.
been farming him like for like a month. I think just never
You're
got
doing
lucky.
easy or normal?
On easy, a normal I cannot do yet. I think.
Yeah, no, normal is probably one
Normal.
size a little bit
It's
too.
kind of. It's always kind of funny to me how like normal is so much harder.
Yeah, he's a lot harder. Yeah. The way to do normal would be to just like chip him down until you get to the last phase, and then make sure you have a bound. Have like a
I
bind
don't.
enabled.
I think I have. I think I have the matrix skill. I just don't have the enough slots
Yeah, you
because I'm
don't have
not
the room for it.
at 10 yet.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So what you could try to do is just try to whittle him down, like a little bit at a time until you get him really low, and then equip the bind instead of shuriken or something. And then do bind plus spread throw to finish him off in the end. And if that doesn't work, then you just stay dead and try to stretch your timers.
It's like a bit more range though, like 600k. I don't think it's enough buffed. I really don't think so.
Maybe not, but you might be surprised. But like the burst with spread throw for like, it's all about just getting him really low when you still have the mobility, the way to move around, because the blue is still very wide, and then once the blue gets narrow, you just focus on burst and on bind and burst.
Okay.
I remember holy symbol to dodge the balls that fall. Right? Sorry, not holy symbol. Your shadow, whatever the fuck. What is it?
Dark side.
Dark side. Yes, thank you. I'm very good with skill names, by the way. You could
Okay.
take off HS. No, he's trying to get a drop, so you want to have HS.
Yeah. Also, now that I see that you have the picture of my Sweetwater, what do you think about those? Because I don't see too many people talking about these as an option. I used it because I had a pencil, an outer guard weapon, so it was kind of garbage, but.
Yeah, no, these are 100% the weapons to go to. It's just that a lot of people just get carried in CRA, so they don't bother with them. But if you don't get carried, then these are 100% the weapons you need to get to kill CRA, because it's a free 30 boss into an IED.
Exactly, that was my line.
Yeah, no, for sure. The only thing you can improve is...
I have so many of those already.
No, the only thing you can improve is a flame with weapon attack, but flaming Sweetwater is not very good, so...
Yeah,
wouldn't invest too much.
I think I have like almost 11 claws in my bags now. None of them got flamed. None. That kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I think my friends got a couple that are flamed, but it seems like flamed Sweetwater was kind of rare.
Oh yeah, so it's only new classes get the weapons that they drop. They get them right as the drop during the CPQ, and then if they drop with potential, you get them. But the older classes get it from the NPC instead, and if you get them from the NPC, so it's always without.
So unless you like flame it yourself, it will never drop flamed.
Exactly. Never drop flame, never drop with potential. Yeah.
Pathfinder got it with the.
Yeah, okay. Pathfinder. I think Hoyoung, Adele's. Yeah, they will get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. It just means you have to get potential scrolls and you have to get flames. Yeah.
Yeah, flames. I think I got only like one flame drop ever.
Yeah, it's just really linked to killing more elite monsters and killing to bosses. So.
Yeah, but because this is Reboot, killing elite monsters is actually a pain, unless you have like a lot more damage on the map you're in.
Yeah.
They're just it usually comes to the point that there's too much HP and I just can't, and they just disappear.
Well,
before,
as your links and your
yeah.
legions start growing, your new characters will be able to kill them for much longer. Like very in the beginning, when they spawn, they're still pretty weak, right? And everyone can kind of kill them, and then they
Yeah.
get super strong. But if you build on your links and your legion, the moment when you can't really kill them anymore, it comes like much later. It's more like what level 170 or 180. That's when you start having difficulties killing them. But before that, you will
Yeah.
still be able to kill them very quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
No, it doesn't want a character.
So yeah, arcane symbol dailies. I need to do maple tour. I think I still have like one set of totems on my Night Lord from for Mew Garden totems. I'll probably use that because why not? So besides the arcane symbol dailies, which is the dailies and the Evanishing Journey, quote unquote PQ, and Maple Tour, is there anything else that I should? And I guess boss runs, because though, let's see, I'll do Magnus for the badge.
Next badge, Hilla for possible good flames, and you could do Von Leon to see if they drop anything with a good flame. But other than that, I'd focus most of your time on prepping characters for Legion and to get them to Umbra and to train in Umbra.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that should be the main goal, at least for like a full week. And then on Wednesday, you can pick again which event you want for the week. I think Umbra will probably still be best then to build an even bigger Legion, but it is possible that you get your Dawn Warrior, that you really get into it and you really want to play him more, and then you can go for Surge so that you can play the Dawn Warrior more, for example.
Yeah, okay.
Those would be your options then.
That sounds pretty good. Let's see if there's anything else I can think of. Yeah, actually, which link skills should I be getting? I have like a couple slots left. I really thought that I had more link skills. I'm kind of surprised I don't. I guess I didn't think about the Evan, the Aran, and the Mercedes as like actual links because they're just for like leveling purposes.
Sorry, I was replying to someone in chat for your dailies.
Ranmaru though, it doesn't. Is it?
He hits for like 40k sometimes, just randomly.
It gives like a flame usually.
Yeah, usually one flame, decent chance for 2 flames, and some 150 gear can drop.
I've actually like heard that, I don't know.
You could try it, but I think he'll just dumpster you. Like I tried with my Wind Archer.
A very tinfoily post about flames in like Reboot, and I kind of confirmed it because it happened to me. The only time I got a flame dropping is after maintenance.
That was a while ago. Yeah, a while ago that actually happened. Yeah, that right after maintenance there was like a way higher drop rate. It was really weird.
And I never saw any flame outside that. Never.
Yeah.
Only when I killed bosses after maintenance.
Yeah, that was
really weird.
that was the thing with flames for a while. Well, there was a while where flame drop rate suddenly just went way higher and everything started dropping a ton of flames. Even like I started doing Von Leon daily on multiple characters because he would just always drop 2 flames, and then after like I don't know, like a month or so, the drop rate just went back to normal. And then that thing happened that after maintenance, the flame drop rate was way higher from bosses
than it was just
and then now it's normal again. So I don't know.
It's not even normal again. I think I did my fair share of like low tier bosses, but I just never got flames. Never. Until a boss run after maintenance.
Yeah, Well, you'll need more like familiars with drop rate. More drop rate in your gear will definitely help a lot.
I'm kind of glad I do have spider familiars from like before the rework.
Those will help a lot if you have them on some characters.
Yeah, I have like 3 on my Night Lord. I think I have even like 1 hourglass thingy from the temple.
Oh, the Eye of Time, yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised I got that because those are kind of rare.
Those are kind of rare, yeah. I think I have 1 character that has 2 of them, and then that's it. No other character has a single one.
Okay.
Rare.
Link skills. So I think I have like 5 slots empty. Let me see.
Yeah, those will just become populated as you level up your characters. Have you seen the links command?
What should I be trying to get? Phantom, I know. Though, yeah, Phantom I should probably be getting there.
I think if you follow this, if you follow this command on stream,
Okay.
then you can't really go wrong.
Okay.
So this is all the value of all the skills is kind of explained here, and when you get all the ranks. So that's also why I advise you to go for 140, right? Because then you go just
I'll
over the
probably
rank
just
2 and
use
rank S here. But if you go by this order, you can't really go wrong because these will help both your Legion characters in getting stronger and will also help your
order of
mains.
those. Okay.
Yeah. The only place where you start, like when you start getting into the red columns, you can prioritize differently because if you're going to main a strength character or a luck character, that will change the priorities on which characters you want to level first, right? Yeah.
But like up until like
the yellow is like for everyone.
green.
The blue is when you should start bossing. So if you're trying to do CRA, the blue is very useful.
It's very. I think I probably have most of the blues. Sadly, I missed on the on the Beast Tamer.
You didn't create. Yeah, you quit right when the creation was available, probably.
Yep, because that was with the anniversary event. I hope maybe Halloween or something to bring her back, but
Hopefully,
I doubt it.
yeah, or winter event maybe. Hopefully,
yeah. Maybe towards New Year's. I think that's when I think they will bring her back again.
Well, hopefully by then you get most of the important ones done, and then that'll be the one of the only ones left to do.
Yeah, my goal is also not to burn myself out because I'm gonna be very busy with like Shadowlands with the new WoW expansion when it comes. But I do want to keep playing because things will get stale eventually, and I do want to have like stuff to do.
No, if you have your Legion and your Link's foundation, then whenever you come back, it'll feel better than if you come back to a character that's like
I think
naked.
like even if I like come back and quit, as long as I do something like on that front, I think it will get better.
Yep.
Let's see if there's anything else. I gotta ask you because how different is Gollux? Because again, I just left when they
way more. So some of the skills hitboxes are kind of broken now, so you have to dodge way more. You can't like stand in the corner. You have to basically just dodge the head all the time and dance around it. And the HP is way higher. So
it's pretty much similar to normal Golxon or
Hardlux has like twice the HP of old Helix, and Helix now has like 10 times the HP of old Helix, which basically means that it's not going to come into play at all for you until like very, very far, because you can't even get the coins up until you kill hard, and you can only get up to solid gear, and all of the Gollux gear is kind of pretty much useless until superior. There's only some value in solid if you want to transfer hammer into level 140 stuff, or in reinforced if you want to transfer hammer into superior.
Okay. Let's see what else.
But you can see that in the dailies grid, right? If you've seen that one. Gollux, I adjusted the levels here for easy, hard, normal, hard, and hell. So you can see that on when I advise to do that. So that's pushed way back compared to
Damn, that's
compared to before. Because hell used to be like, if you were a Night Lord and you were okay funded, you could probably do it at like 205 to 210.
I was doing easy like daily.
Yeah, but now you probably want to be like 225, 230, something like that.
Jeez, they really butchered that.
Well, the set effect is really, really, really good. So it was out of line, kind of.
What else I should be asking you? Should have written some things I wanted to, but I didn't. Trying to think of the top of my head because I think I had a couple more things. I think unless I missed something, I pretty much know what I need to do now. I have a new main in mind, which I'll probably start doing. I'll get this a cannoneer to like 140 because it's like 136 or something now. I'm kind of close. Then I'll probably move to that.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun getting to 5th with cannoneer. The big bullet, really fun.
Yeah, it was something I considered, but again, when I I got hard locked into animations because of the bazooka. Just
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, you
it
do
was
need to
really
work on your
bad.
attack speed a lot. Yeah, it's really it's
Yeah.
kind of like the marksman also. Marksman gets fun at 5th job. Before that, really struggles and also very slow animations, and then it gets better once you get the attack speed up. Without that, it's really clunky. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I have everything I need. Thank you.
Yeah, if there's still like 1 or 2 things you think about later, just send them to me on Discord, and I'll
No
get back
problem.
to you there.
Okay.
Okay, well, good luck.
Okay.
I hope you like the Dawn Warrior, and if not, you have a few other classes in mind
Yeah,
now that might
thank
be
you.
a good chance.
Yep.
And enjoy the Umbra event. It's gotta be so level 61 to get in there, so you might have to prep and
Yeah, I
pre-make
still
characters
I need
to the
I will
early
be able to
levels.
swap tomorrow, right? On like
Yes,
Wednesday.
Wednesday you'll be able to pick a new event for the week until the end of Tuesday, and then the Wednesday after that 1 more week, so 2 more picks.
Okay. I'll try to make it the best. Probably within 2 weeks of like Umbra then.
Yeah, I think that'll
Probably.
help you build a very wide foundation.
Yeah.
You'll basically be funding all of your characters at once without actually
Yeah.
playing them.
Yeah, nice. Easy.
Yeah, easy. Okay, well, good
Yeah.
luck,
Thank you.
and
Yeah.
I'll see you around. All right, that was another big, so not so much a progression session going into what kind of equips to work on per se, since the current character was not a character that he wanted to keep playing for a longer period of time, so he focused more on a lot of other things. And a lot of access, a lot of attention, going towards the current events, of course, because with the Umbra event, you're able to build out your Link skills and your Legion to a tremendous level, which, like I said, is essentially like funding all the other characters in your account that you might play at some day. So you can increase their base level of basically the entry level of when you start the character. You're basically kind of funding all of your characters at once. And it'll feel like a very slow start if you're building out your Legion from 500 to like 1.5k. It'll feel very slow then, but once you start rolling past 2.5, 3k into 4k, that's when your Legion starts really taking off, and the combination of access of your Link skill and your Legion will help you get where you want to go with any other character that you're going to be playing much more easily. So we'll advise that to people who are in a similar situation. All right, if you guys also want a progression session, make sure you check in the description down below, or tune in to my Twitch stream and check !progression to see this beautiful milestone command that will help you figure out where you can work on the most, and how you can go about making your character stronger and whether you are strong or not. And you can also get a link to what you can do to get an advice session just like this one. Well, thanks for watching, and see you guys later.